At one point in my life, sewing actually earned the respect from the people around me. For most of my growing up years, I was very dyslexic and I struggled to absorb information correctly because I would absorb it backwards and I would also communicate backwards. So this understandably created an issue for me intellectually all growing up. However, I had a lot of supportive friends growing up. I had a wonderful childhood regardless, and I feel like I overcame a lot of those intellectual things because I had friends that were supportive. Moving forward, up until high school, I joined a community of people that were very highly intellectual, put a high importance on being smart, having a good debate, a good argument, and that was the ultimate goal in life. And obviously this poses a problem for me because I am not intellectually bent. That is not my natural gifting. And so this group of people really threw me into this place where I felt dumb. Whether they thought I was dumb or not, I have no idea. And I felt like they really preyed on that with me. I tried so hard to fit in, and I really absorbed all of that pressure that they put on me to be a certain way. And I ended up becoming super introverted because I could not participate in conversation. If that's all that they expected from me, I had to have just the right thing to say in order for people to listen to me. So I ended up just being quiet and not saying anything, and I would sit and smile and nod and I would track the conversation, but I knew that if I said something, somebody would catch me in my words. That affected me a lot, and it affected my social life and my personality, how low my heart would feel in that moment of just, I feel so misunderstood. And if only people would just slow down with me and not expect perfection from me, I might actually be able to communicate what I want to say, because my thought was cut short because you jumped in with your little argument. There was so much insecurity that developed inside of me during this time because I let these people push me around. I let them do it, okay? It's not necessarily all their fault. Woe to the person sending the stumbling block to me, but also at the same time, I'm responsible for absorbing all of that pressure. So after probably 100 attempts to try and participate in conversations, I resorted to sewing. I started to sew because if people didn't think I was very intelligent in conversation or wouldn't allow me to participate because I wasn't perfect, then I resorted to creating, because when I would create, it would show people that, look I'm actually smart. And I actually can add something to life. If I can't talk to you in person, I can create and you can see that I'm not completely a brainless human being. And that is why I started sewing, was because of the pressure in that community. And usually when I would create something really beautiful or that looked really good, or I wasn't as good at sewing as I am now, I wasn't as advanced, but I would get comments from people and it would strike up conversation. She's a creative person. And then that would open more conversation with some people, not all of them. It didn't entirely work because honestly, I never ever fit into this community, no matter how hard I tried. That is why I started sewing. It gave me a sense of self-worth at the time. I had no clue that I was thinking this way. And honestly, I don't think I could have even put words to why I was doing what I was doing, but I literally just got drunk on creating back then. So we got to this place where we moved away from this community and we moved to a completely different state than we were, and a totally new circle of people, got to know lots of great friends, and surprisingly, these friends were so gracious with me and they would let me trip up in conversation. We'd laugh together about how I said something stupid. It was stuff like that. It was very freeing and relaxing, and I just felt like I could actually express what was going on in my head because there wasn't this thumb put on top of me that I had to be perfect the first time. And I became a complete extrovert after that. I started to want to be around people. I started to want to talk about all kinds of things. And funny enough, I started to grow intellectually as well. So those years really gave me a good foundation of becoming more confident. And ironically enough, I actually discovered after that whole experience that I really love to sew. Even though my reasons for sewing now is not the same as back then, I can have a different reason for why I sew today. And I think everything happens for a purpose. And I believe that all of those insecurities during that time of my life that I was dealing with really served me now. The reason why I sew now is because I was created to create. That's my personality, and I believe that that's where I thrive. And I think that I would hope that most people agree that if you work where your giftings are, you're going to thrive. And you shouldn't be pounding your head all the time on all the things that you're bad at all the time, because it's not possible for us to be good at everything. We can't be good at everything. We all play a part in society, and some of us just can't be good at certain things. Like, I will never be good at managing accounting or finances. Thanks to my husband, he's amazing because he's so good at that. We really do complement each other, okay? So I think the biggest takeaway here is that I don't think that you should start sewing for that very same reason, to get attention. I think that you should start sewing because that is your gifting and you love to do it, and you should create because it's good to create. We were created to create. If anything is holding you back from creating or doing what you're good at, stop and ask why. Why can't you create, or why can't you exercise your giftings? Maybe you're not a creative person. Maybe you have other giftings. Is it yourself that's holding you back, or is it your social pressures holding you back? Social pressures are a huge thing, and it stifled me for a good 6 years of my life, and I was not happy during that time. There are going to be lots of people in your life who make you feel like you should be a different person or you should do something else. And there's a lot of different ways that this can be. Sometimes these pressures come in the form of you have to dress right. You have to have just the right vibe about you. You have to have just the right things to say, or you have to be into a certain type of music, or you have to be poised and serious. And our society feeds on fitting in, going with the flow, and being a part of a community and just doing what everybody does. And I think that that is a real shame, because a bunch of people in this world are literally suppressing their giftings because they want to fit in with a friend group. And let me tell you, if that friend group does not accept you because you don't do exactly what they do and they don't like your giftings, those are fake friends. Those are not true friends. Friends are people who are going to see you for who you are, rejoice in your giftings, encourage you in your giftings, cheer you on even if they don't have the same giftings, and they're gonna want the best for you. They're not gonna say, you're not like me, get out of here. Let me tell you, there are a few people in history that I have learned about that chose this path of not following the culture and just expressing their gifts. And every single time I study about them, I realize that their friend group is very small, but it's very rich. And it's very important, I think, to not focus on the quantity of friends that we have, but the quality of those friends. And that is really what fuels the Taylorette behind these videos, is the few people in my life that really encourage me and want the best for me. There's a lot of friendships where you're looking at the person next to you and going, why am I not like that? Why can't I be as good as that person? You know, let me tell you this, no one is better than each other. Everyone has their own version of being intelligent. One thing that I have learned is that to be intellectual is not the ultimate smarts in the world. That there are different types of being intelligent, and unfortunately, every single one of those different camps of intelligent type people think each other are stupid. I had to learn for myself that I'm dyslexic, but my giftings are kinesthetic with my hands and visualizing things. When I let go of that pressure of having to be super duper smart, I end up growing intellectually without even thinking about it, because I am growing and blossoming where I was gifted. So I guess you could say learning, sewing, and being very creative is actually born through a time of pain and struggle for me. I am grateful for those not very nice people in my life who made me feel this small in almost every conversation, because while I was over there sewing and learning and growing in my gifts, they were over there standing around judging who wasn't up to par to who they thought they should be. To be an original, good, creative, or a sewist or an artist, you can't be sucking up to the people around you, because you're not going to be creating the best that you can, because you're going to be creating with all this manipulation of everyone's thoughts around you, and it's going to be a halfway done piece of art because you're so trying to suck up to everybody around you. If you let go of that, you will be able to create some pretty amazing things. And I will have to tell you, I have seen my creativity grow since the day I decided I'm not going to let anybody dictate who my personality is. Please comment below on how you can resonate with this. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have a completely different way that you've experienced this, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you want to see me actually creating instead of talking about how I started to create, hit that subscribe button, and I'd love to see you next time.